Hey Pokemon Masters, Berkey Toby here, and this video is in itself a secret, a reference, an Easter egg to another video I saw recently by my friend Zeltic, who did one Easter egg secret reference for every main series Legend of Zelda game. I, of course, make videos about another Nintendo property, Pokemon, and I've talked about Easter eggs and secrets before. In fact, many times. There is a lot of content here, and thank you for all the love on the 125 secrets and Easter eggs for Legends Arceus, but if you don't have the time for a full playlist like this, and I thought it'd be fun to go through the franchise chronologically and just kind of compile a go-to list of my favorite Easter egg secrets references from throughout the franchise. And in the case of Red, Blue, and Yellow, one that I never mentioned in any of my videos before. Generation 1 of Pokemon features so many bugs, glitches, secrets, and Easter eggs, from the Stand By Me reference at the very beginning of the game to the famous Mew truck. But one I've only learned about recently is this secret PC in Celadon City. If you head down to the bottom right-hand corner of Celadon City and head on into the building, you'll see a counter that reminds you a lot of the counters in the Pokemon Center. My assumption is this is to do with the tile set, and if you head to the end of the counter, you can access an invisible PC, just like the ones that you'd find in the Pokemon Center. In Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, you can use Fly to access a bunch of towns across Johto, but one of the areas you can access via Fly is actually not a town, it's the Lake of Rage. The fact that you can fly here may be a reference to the fact that Lake of Rage was actually once originally supposed to be the home of the 7th Pokemon Gym, as seen in the Gold and Silver Space World demo. Fittingly, across both the anime and the games, Gyarados has Pokedex entries talking about how it once destroyed an entire village, so potentially the location that was once here at the Lake of Rage. In Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, there's actually an Easter egg that I thought I was making up until others online confirmed that they also saw this. As you ascend Mount Chimney in the cable car, there is a 1 in 64 chance that a hiker or picnicker or camper will appear hiking up the trail. I knew I didn't make this up. It's a rare sight, but I'm glad I didn't make it up. Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green are next, and they directly reference the Mew truck that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. If you trade your copy of Pokemon with Cut so that you don't have to do the SS Anne quest, then the SS Anne will stay docked in Vermilion City. From there, you continue the game until you have Surf, where you can surf across the harbor and then access this truck. This is the very truck that Playground Rumors back in the day suggested was a place where you could find Mew if you use Strength on it. While Mew isn't here in Fire Red and Leaf Green, at the end of the dock is an invisible lava cookie as a little reference. Generation 4's Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum also feature a throwback to Red, Blue, and Yellow. When entering the tunnel that connects Canalive City to Route 218, there is a guard who mentions how thirsty they are, and this of course is a direct reference to Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, where thirsty guards stop you from entering Saffron City. All you have to do is get them a cup of tea, and they will share it between all 4 of themselves. I'm gonna save the best till last, so skipping over Heart Gold and Soul Silver for a moment, we move on to Generation 5's Pokemon Black and White. In Icarus City, you can find an ex-Team Rocket grunt who has a very peculiar way of speaking. This is a reference to a Team Rocket grunt that we actually would have met earlier in the series in Pokemon Gold and Silver, who stole the mechanical parts for the power plant in Cerulean City. Here he's moved on and settled down and even has a family, which is really nice. Interestingly, this guard is one of the few points of reference we can actually have for the Pokemon timeline as well. Speaking of the Pokemon timeline, a few years later comes Pokemon Black and White 2, and in those games we actually get to look at the item the Relic Crown for the first time in the Abyssal Ruins. This looks a lot like the one that they used at N's coronation in Pokemon Black and White, suggesting that this Relic Crown and the one used by N really was a crown of the ancient days of the Unova region. But additionally, it would also come to resemble the head of Zacian from Pokemon Sword and Shield. Given that the Unova region is based off of parts of the US and the Galar region parts of the UK, and given the parallels to human history, it seems likely that this Relic Crown was actually a setup for the Galar region coming just a few generations later. Pokemon did something actually very similar in Pokemon X and Y, where we obtained the item the Strange Souvenir. It comes from a hiker in one of the hotels who claims that they came from another region, not Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, or Unova. What other region could that be? The Strange Souvenir was then, of course, obtainable in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Interestingly enough, though, that hiker also mentions that you should see the champion from where they're from, which is just interesting because in Sun and Moon there was no champion. The Pokemon League is being newly formed. Before we get onto Sun and Moon, though, we have Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which is littered with Easter eggs and references. Actually, one of the first games that made me look into these kinds of topics. My favorite of which, though, is that in certain houses you can see a map on the top right corner wall of the house, and this map is none other than the Poke-Earth featured on Cerebi.net. My friend Joe was very, very proud of that one. As a side note, I've also worked on a map of the Pokemon world here on the channel, and I actually asked Joe Merrick, who runs Cerebi.net, to update the Poke-Earth to feature it, to which he said, "No, mine's in the game now." Fair enough. Can't argue with that. In Pokemon Sun and Moon, there is a direct reference to Giovanni, seemingly alluding to the upcoming Rainbow Rocket episode. In the Marley City Garden, which references architecture found across the Kanto and Johto region, there is a bridge, a peculiar bridge that might remind you of the Nugget Bridge from Generation 1. And actually, it is a gauntlet of trainers who you fight your way across until eventually you battle someone who uses an Ekans. This person asks you if you want to join Team Rocket. This is a direct reference to that bridge and the Rocket Grunt who stands at the end wanting to recruit you. At the end, though, he says he's joking and he wonders what old Giovanni is up to nowadays, paving the way for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. In Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, though, my favorite reference is certainly the one to do with the GS Ball. The GS Ball first appeared in the Pokemon animated series and in Japan only in the game Pokemon Crystal. It was intended to be a special event item which would give you access to the Pokemon Celebi, and in the anime was supposed to contain Celebi, a plotline that was scrapped when the Pokemon movie Forever came out. However, in this game we get the first reference to it in nearly 20 years, as it's referenced as being the greatest Smith's Ball, as in the ball that only the greatest Smiths can create or access or open. This would explain why Ash had to take it to Kurt, a character who is probably one of the greatest Smiths of Pokeballs in the Pokemon world's history. Speaking of Pokemon Forever, the movie, there's actually a direct reference to that movie in the games Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. If you step inside Professor Oak's lab, on the very top of his bookshelf, you can see what appears to be a little notebook. This is a notebook or sketchbook that appears in Pokemon Forever. The young Professor Oak doodles a picture of Celebi and Pikachu in here. Then we enter the current generation with Pokemon Sword and Shield. The home of the 7th Pokemon Gym in Galar is Spikemuth, and as you walk along this dark alleyway, there are neon signs and posters and torn bits of paper all over the place, and one of them has an odd reference to the Beauty Trainer class from Generation 2. Why in the world this is being referenced of all things, I have no idea, but it's a fun one, and it's a very much a blink and you'll miss it kind of Easter egg. In Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, despite them being faithful remakes, there actually is a change from Generation 4's Diamond and Pearl. In Sunny Shore City in the original games, there's a giant stone statue of a Munchlax off the coast of the town, but in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, it's evolved into a fully evolved Snorlax. Pokemon Legends Arceus features all kinds of Easter egg secrets and references. In fact, I've done a video with over 125 of them, but absolutely my favorite of all are the character relationships. Many of the characters appearing in the game are ancestors to modern day characters, some to just one, but others to multiple, and one of them clearly ties together a theory I've had for a while. Charm of the Misfortunes is hard to place. Is she an ancestor to Agatha or Bertha? Clearly she's intended to be both, using two Pokemon, a Rhydon and a Gengar, representing each of those trainers. Those trainers have been linked together before, briefly in passing mentioned by Chantal of the Unovan Elite Four as having a similar vibe about them. Now we have the current Pokemon games, Scarlet and Violet, which I believe in their names are a reference to Red and Blue. In the trailer revealing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, we see a lot of symbolism of time travel, and a lot of people have speculated that that means that time travel will feature a big part in the game. But this may also be a reference to a new beginning for Pokemon. The idea that it's sort of going back in time to the start, which again can be seen in those names, Scarlet and Violet, which are just different shades of red and blue. Now, I did say I'd save the best till last, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Before I get into that, I just want to say, if you're enjoying Pokemon Easter eggs and secrets, I have done a whole playlist on every single generation of Pokemon, and this is just a taster of that. So if you want to put them on in the background while you work or play Pokemon, playing full playlists like this really helps out the channel, and hopefully you've learned at least something that you didn't know before. Right, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, my favorite Easter egg in the whole franchise. On Route 38, west of Equity City, there is a trainer, a bird keeper, who goes by the name Bird Keeper Toby. This is clearly a direct reference to me. Despite the fact that my YouTube channel didn't exist when Pokemon Gold Silver and the remakes Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out, I believe that Game Freak knew what I was planning all along. Were there any secrets, Easter eggs, and references in this video that you didn't know? If so, let me know in the comments down below. For more Pokemon Easter eggs, secrets, and references, click the links in the description, or if you fancy watching some Zelda secrets and Easter eggs and references, you can check out one Easter egg from every single Legend of Zelda game by Zeltic, also linked on screen and in the description. And as always, soar high, Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon Master.
As always, a massive thank you to those of you who support this channel on Patreon. You make this channel possible, and a special thank you to the big patrons of this month, the Elgator, Jedruben, and Michael Hornschuch. Thank you.